The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
He's got his blazer on. He's ready to go.
Salut mes amis. C'est un peu plus informal ce matin. A little bit more informal this morning as we get towards the end of these games, and what a morning it's been.
What are you wearing under that jacket?
This would be a slightly sweaty riding shirt.
Right.
But,
Lycra.
Very inspired. Quickly, Suze.
Yeah.
Okay, when you swim, do you commentate yourself?
Whilst I'm swimming.
Whilst you're swimming, do you have like a little internal
Not in a
monologue?
race, but probably in training. I would saying, come on, you got to
O'Neill.
beat Patria. She's in front of me. She's, I don't know.
The heart of a lion. In the heart of the valley.
That's funny.
I reckon this time of year we all do it. A little bit.
Oh, I do it all the time.
I'm riding in, I'm hearing the cowbells in my head going, I just got to get through this riding section right now.
True.
It's fun. All right.
Totally.
We laugh.
We'll get into this thing that I'm actually here to do, which is the questionnaire extraordinaire.
The ad lib is welcome. right? Am I right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I
That's
think you're
very
very
nice.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll give you
Well,
a
We're
bronze
like a
for it.
casual host.
keep it casual. Keep it casual. All right. That's right. No time.
I think you're great.
No time.
So do I.
Thank you, Susie. Well, I'll unpack that with my therapist a bit later on. This morning we're celebrating Parisian musical acts.
Oh, yeah.
Lutzi,
Yes, I
you've
love
been
this.
getting the bad end of the stick lately, so I'm going to start you off well. You this morning will be Daft Punk.
Yes. All night long. Is it Daft Punk? Don't think it is, but anyway.
One more time, I think you were going for?
One more time.
And around the world. Ash,
Well,
you'll be
He sings
DJ.
all night long.
Lionel.
Lionel Richie.
He's not French, mate. You gave him Daft Punk. He went straight to Lionel.
Ash.
No, it's a different song, you gibber. Oh, stop it. Yeah, go on. What have I got?
Big Voodoo, you will be DJ Snake.
DJ Snake. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
What has he got?
I've got audio here. Is this what this is for?
I was hoping so, but I didn't communicate with that.
That's
with you
okay.
effectively.
This is
That's on
Lutzi,
me.
sorry.
Lutzi.
Realised I went looking for it. I already had
That's
it.
me, yeah,
That's
yeah.
you, Lutz.
There we
Yep.
go.
It's Lionel Richie. All night long. This was the theme for the Ghostbusters way back in the day.
Yeah, this is Lionel Richie, just in case you...
Yeah.
Why can't Lutzi just be all night
Oh,
long?
now he's toast tapping.
All right, we've got a name locked in for tomorrow.
All right, we got Ash with...
Oh, yeah, okay.
DJ Snake over here.
Yeah, man.
And what is maybe a cruel indictment for French female singers? Suze, I was going to make you former First Lady Carla Bruni, but instead we just should celebrate the most famous Paris musical act, Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
What's she got, just out of curiosity from my hotkey page here?
That's all right. I did have... Oh, Maddie Rowe would have loved this. This is Stars Are Blind.
I didn't mind this song, actually. Yeah, but you're into Lionel Richie.
All right, let's roll.
All right, let's get into this for Vico Chips L'Extra Craquant. This morning, our boy Matt Denny took home bronze, but it was his iconic Australian TV show reference that he paid homage to when he walked onto the track. What TV
DJ
show
Snake.
was he referencing? DJ Snake.
He was referencing the footy show.
He
The NRL
was.
footy show.
Have I got audio for that as
What did
well?
he hit him with? Did he hit him with a bit of That's Gold?
Yeah, bit of that.
That's gold. Yeah. When was the last time they did that gimmick?
Oh, we got dragged in on it for a while, me and Ash.
So, like 10 years ago then, or
Have to be.
15 years ago?
It's still around.
Have to be.
Yeah, Tom Trebojevic did it, part
Try
of
July,
Try
yeah.
July.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? It's still around.
That was the Chief, wasn't it?
Yep.
Originally?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, 1 point to DJ Snake.
Yeah.
Question 2. In one of the great examples of nominative determinism, a kid called Keegan has won his second gold medal in skateboarding.
Paris Hilton.
Oh.
Paris Hilton.
Very early.
He was born in San Diego.
Nope, not even close to where I was going with this.
Clever. I like where you went there.
Thank you.
I have his combination of tricks that he pulled this morning. One of these is not a real trick. Which one was it?
Oh, that's a great question.
Was it A,
Yeah.
the rock and slide, B, the stalefish 540, C, the fakie, or D, the short stack tail whip?
Okay, I'll have a crack at this.
All right. DJ Snake for the win.
What was
Say your name.
I'm gonna DJ Snake.
I gave it to you.
I'm gonna
Say
say
your name, bitch.
I'm gonna say A. A.
That's aggressive.
Rock and roll slide, incorrect. All right, Daft Punk. Over to Lionel.
Daft Punk. I'm going to go the most basic one and say a fakie.
Incorrect. Fakie was part of it. The trick that he did not pull, which is not real, is a short stack tail whip.
Wow.
That sounded
Really?
legit.
I saw Arissa True did one the other night called the nosebleed. what was that called?
Nosebleed section.
Nosebleed. Nosebleed backwards.
You can have the backside nose grind or the front side nose grind. And finalement, la question en français for Vico Chips, extra croquant. Le joueur de
Slow
hockey.
down the question, please. I just want to
French, speak really quickly.
Do you want me to eat some extra croutons while you're doing this?
Oh, that'd be great. Just make some.
I got some spares.
Le joueur de
Keep
hockey
going.
australien, Tom Craig, a été arrêté, mais libre sans inculpation après avoir tenté d'acheter quoi? A. Coco Chanel. B. Croque Madame. Or C. Cocaine.
Snake. DJ Snake.
Snake.
C. Cocaine.
C'est vrai. Unfortunately, overnight, Australian hockey player Tom Craig was arrested for trying to purchase an illicit substance. He has been released without charge.
Lutzy, wrap us up with a bit of extra croquant, please.
The Ash, Lutzy and Susie Snackbox.
There's a good old-fashioned Saturday afternoon rugby union test match in town this weekend, and I think
Sold
the
out.
word around the campfire is it's a complete sellout now.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Tis.
The Wallabies in town to take on South Africa. Now, we've got a double pass
3 of them.
to this, so we'll do that in just a sec, but you can watch it all on Stan Sport. And the legend, Tim Horan, will be a part of that commentary team, and he's in the studio this morning. Hey, mate.
That's early, isn't it, to be in the studio?
Yeah, well, look at Tim, Suze. He's dressed in his walking gear. He's out
ready to go.
exercising.
You look fit.
Yeah, I've done a couple of Ks, and I thought I'd just swing by and say good day.
Are you running or walking?
No, I can't run.
Oh, right.
unless someone chases me, I'll run. But
Have you got any injuries from your playing days?
a few sort of knees and ankles and
Knees.
shoulders. But apart from that, not too bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Yeah, mentioned this Saturday afternoon. Like that to me, like as a growing up, that seemed like a traditional time slot.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's going
Rugby
to be 50,
test.
yeah, for a rugby test, and 52,000
52,500
people
yeah.
obviously agree. It'll be an unreal atmosphere.
Well, I
there.
think what we've seen in rugby over the last couple of years, it's been pretty tough. You know, the juggernauts of AFL and NRL is pretty big at the moment. So, but Lutzy would have seen over in France with the sevens. Like you have 6 days of sevens with nearly 80,000 every single day.
Yeah.
Globally, the game's huge, Lutzy, isn't it?
It's huge. I mean, even in the women's game, like that broke the record, the world record. One day of I think the final day of the women's was the biggest crowd ever. Like it was over, I think, almost 70,000. But it did have, along with track and field, the biggest spectator rate of any Olympic sport, and you've been, no one more than you, I guess, and particularly domestically, has been flying the flag for rugby through Stan Sport the last 2 years. But it has been rough, hasn't it? So to see a sellout crowd at Suncorp again is massive for the game, particularly up here.
Yeah, it's a pretty, it's a good runway coming up as well. We've got the British and Irish Lions next year. I mean, those 3 test matches sold out in 30 minutes, I think, those 3 test matches.
Yeah.
They'll obviously play Queensland, New South Wales, the Brumbies, etc. And then the Rugby World Cup in 27 here will host as well. Women's Rugby World Cup in 29. So pretty good runway for rugby over the next 5 or 6 years. So
that 27 World Cup is something to look forward to. I remember that 03 World Cup and just how big the game became.
Yeah.
And it's great to see the Wallabies back actually like winning, doing well. One against Georgia, Wales.
A couple against Wales.
A couple against Wales. A different story, though, the 2-time defending world champion South Africa, but a real litmus test for Joe Schmidt in his role as the Wallabies coach.
Yeah, new Wallaby coach after the debacle of Eddie Jones last year, Rugby World Cup. I mean, in France, I was there for 10 weeks last year for the Rugby World Cup, and it was hard work. But when we sort of finished that, all the fans that paid so much money to be there and saved up to be there at the Rugby World Cup, to see the Wallabies get knocked out before the quarterfinals, that was horrific. So now at least Joe Schmidt, his first 3 test matches a win, but it's going to be pretty tough. You got, as you mentioned, the Springboks are an unbelievable team. Won the last 2 Rugby World Cups, and they've got a pretty good team for Saturday Arvo.
I was just looking at the time slot, actually, Saturday afternoon, 2:30, because at that exact time will be a massive GPS schoolboys game, Terrace versus Nudgee, which is the main.
And they'll have about 8 or 10,000 of that.
There'll be 8 or 10,000
Tim
of
didn't
that.
go to a GPS school.
My question is, how can we keep more of the schoolboy players in rugby union when they finish school?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I reckon there's 2 big challenges in the game at the moment. One's the laws in the game to try and make the game a little bit quicker, which they're doing some trial laws in the Rugby Championship to quicken the game up, so that people who watch AFL or Rugby League, they're used to the game being quite quick, and we've got to adapt quicker in rugby in the laws, but also, Suze, as you mentioned, trying to retain these kids who are, and Lutzy, you would have seen it, grade 10, 11 or 12 who play rugby but then get picked up by other codes.
Yeah.
So we need to somehow retain that talent over the next 10 years to hopefully win Rugby World Cups again.
Because the first 15, to watch it is actually really entertaining. Great rugby, like they've really playing great rugby at that level. So there's no reason why, or that could not springboard into, I guess, club and state rugby, and eventually the Wallabies as well.
But I guess what you're saying, Tim, is that because it's great standard of rugby, and they're the best of the kids coming through, but they've already been pigeonholed to move on to NRL teams. A lot of them have anyway. By the time that they get to grade 12.
That's right. So we have to sort of go a bit earlier. We have to go in grade 10. There's so many rugby league scouts out there at the moment, AFL scouts, that go in sort of really grade 9 they start, so to pick these kids up. So we've got to be quicker. But I think the biggest springboard for rugby is the sevens. Like if I'm running Rugby Australia, I'm putting every penny that I can do into sevens around different state schools and schools everywhere. Because you can go to country areas like Roma or Narrabri in New South Wales. You talk to all the schools. You try and get 25 girls to play a 15 side. You won't do it. But you can get 10 girls. You can get 10 girls to play sevens, and that's what you do. And then the whole thing is we've got to have the kids say to the parents, I want to go and watch the game of rugby, not the parents try and take the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Tim, then when you get them, you've got to hold on to them. Sorry, David.
Oh, just the other point with sevens, the old test of a mum or a dad sitting in the crowd with their 10-year-old son or daughter. That old test, like sitting at the Stade de France. There's barely a moment in that whole tournament where you didn't understand what a referee was doing. It's completely transparent, which maybe there's an argument the 15er side's lost that, where occasionally a kid will go, "Dad, what happened there?" And the dad's like, "I've got no idea what happened there."
Yeah. And we as commentators sometimes don't know either.
It's just silence.
But it's a flaw in the game, isn't it? When even someone as experienced as you can say that there's times in your game that you love that you don't even know what the bloody
We've got to
hell is
simplify
going on.
the laws of the game,
I agree.
especially in the Southern Hemisphere, because we're governed by World Rugby, who is based in the Northern Hemisphere, whereas the other two codes here, they can change a law or a rule on a Monday night and then make it change by the Saturday morning. So we're going to be more adaptable, and you'll see that through the Rugby Championship.
Just quickly, the performance of Andre Dupont, the French halfback, and where you rate him in terms of the great players we've seen over the generations. You are one of them, but his performance to lead France to that gold medal, that was spine.
It was something else, Tim.
Oh yeah, to come from 15s to he won the European Championship in the 15s. Then he goes to sevens and wins that gold medal. Incredible atmosphere. And Lutzi, the atmosphere at that stadium would have been amazing.
I've never heard anything like it
in the world at the moment. He's not the GOAT, because he hasn't won a Rugby World Cup. He hasn't done the big job. But
Andre.
So he's an incredible player.
Good for the game, though.
Yeah, absolutely. True superstar. Thanks, Tim, for coming in.
I can't wait for this Sunday.
The Wallabies in action against South Africa, Suncorp Stadium. It's a 2:30 kickoff, and we've got how many double passes?
3 double passes
to give away right now. 3 doubles, 13, 24, 10. Tim Horan, thanks very much, mate.
Thanks, guys.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.
I came back early for the athletics tonight because we had some stuff to do early with the show. So I watched the last bit at my, remember that restaurant I said I went to on night one? It's just a simple little sort of French-Italian restaurant. My mate there's the old bloke, and I can't understand what he's saying, but we still have these conversations that go half an hour long. It's funny how the more you get to know someone, because I've been there like 4 or 5 times now, that we're actually starting to understand each other. I think he's Greek, actually, but he speaks like Greek French. And I just pick up little words there, and I'm slowly starting to have more meaningful conversations with him, to the point where I sat there tonight and quickly smashed down. Like, I pretty much run the joint. I said to him, but Pantelli, I don't know whether I want steak or spaghetti bolognese tonight. And he was like the kid in that taco ad. He goes, "Why don't you have both?"
Porque no los dos.
So I did. I had a big bowl of big spaghetti next to a steak. And then at the table across to me is this USA family who was still trying to get the read of the room because the staff barely speak English. They've got to go out the front, trying to, "Hey, you're Australian, crikey, yeah, all that sort of business." And they came in and they said, "Oh, I don't want French fries. I want pasta with mistake as well." And they're trying to talk to the guy, and I'd sort of become friends with them by this stage. I must think I'm the biggest BS artist in the world, because Matt Denny's up there on the screen. I'm going, oh, mates with him. They go, oh, okay, cool. And then Nina Kennedy's coach comes up, Paul Burgess. I'm like, oh, mates with him too. And they're just going, this guy's just some Aussie guy saying he's mates with every Aussie that comes up on the screen. But then whatever they were asking for, they were asking because the bread came out and they wanted, vinaigrette and balsamic vinegar, whatever that stuff
olive
is.
oil, yeah.
Yeah, and olive oil. And they're saying that in English and the guy's just going, "Ke? What? Ke? I don't know. And they turn to me. Yeah. And they turn to me as if, he'll somehow be able to make sense of it. Yeah. And I literally just said to old Pendelli, my mate, I just went, olive oil. And I said exactly what they were saying, but the fact that I said it, he went, oh, yes, okay. So I've kind of become this great local of this little restaurant in the middle of St. Germain, just helping everyone.
That's so cool. I love it. Helping society, that's Lutzy.
The Ash, Lutzy and Susie Snackbox.
I wanted to give an update on my Plantagotchi. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but I bought a Plantagotchi. It's like a Tamagotchi, which anyone who knows that, they're little electronic pets. They used to be on key rings.
They were big when I was a kid. Like, you'd have to keep them alive and
do things
them and
for
stuff.
them. And so do you remember those? They're electronic pets.
Oh, I don't actually.
Oh, okay. Well, a Plantagotchi is like that, except you've got a plant inside it. So it's a pot, but the pot has it's electronic. So you plug it in, and it's got a face. And when I turn it on, it tells me whether it's happy or it's sad. It needs a drink. It needs some food. It needs some light.
So it essentially tells you if you need to water it.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, it's always telling me, I might put it up on our Instas if we can.
Oh, so there's an actual plant. There's an actual plant that's planted, and then there's it's planted into a monitor that somehow reflects.
Yeah, it reflects what's
going on with the plant.
Yeah, exactly. So when you plant it.
Oh, yeah.
When you plant it.
What is that plant you got in there?
I've got a succulent.
Yeah.
So when you plant it, succulent.
Yes.
What?
No.
Yes.
I feel like he's like saying that word.
How do you? Succulent.
That plant's like an easy plant to look after.
Well, that's what I thought,
Yeah.
but it's a bit of hard work. Because when you first put it in, you've got to type all this stuff in to the computer in your phone. You download an app and you say what sort of plant it is, and it's a succulent, so it works out how much light and water and everything it means. Actually, you know what? I was a little bit nervous when I first got this because I thought that this Plantagotchi might actually just be stealing stuff from my phone or my files.
Oh, your data.
My data, because you know how everyone says like TikTok's from China and they're stealing all their data. Sometimes they say that, our personal stuff.
They're dumbing it down. That's what they say.
Oh, are they? Yeah, because when I first connected it to my Plantagotchi, it said a thing on my phone saying download files or update software. I said yes. And all of a sudden, the LED screen on my plant started going just like a movie, uploading files. I'm going, what's it stealing from my phone and sending back to
China?
Yes. China. I was worried, but I'm going, surely not.
So does it sit in the plant or does the plant sit in it?
I think you put the plant in it, right? It's like a pot.
Question.
It's like a pot, right? It's like an electronic pot.
Yeah, it's a pot. So
it's tiny.
I thought.
Yeah.
It's like a pot, but on the side of the pot is a TV monitor.
Yeah, with its face.
Yeah.
And I was saying,
what does that face mean, by the way? That just looks like a
happy.
nose and two eyes.
It's happy at the moment. It's got a little smile.
Does it?
It's like a little tongue on there.
Because when I first turned it on, it was crying. See, it's got tears coming out of its eyes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit sad because it needs more light. That's what I was going to say. I thought the succulent would be a really good plant because I thought it would be easy. That's exactly why I put it in there, Ash. But it keeps telling me that not getting enough light. But then I'm like, but I've got to plug you into my PowerPoint. Like, so I can't move you out to the light.
Oh, I see, yes. Yeah, so it's got to remain charged.
Yeah, so not only now do I need to water it and feed it, with fertiliser, I've also got to plug it into the power. It's like too much work.
Yeah.
It's more work than Chips the fish.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, well, let's
Rest
not
in
speak
peace.
about poor old Chips the fish.
Anyway, I'm going to try. I might bring it into work, actually.
Or maybe send
we'll look after it for you.
Do with Chips.
There's no sun.
Yeah, you can't just bring your...
You're here 3 hours a day. What happens for the rest of it?
She buys a goldfish, she buys a plant, and then
When I get sick of it.
Well, when she got sick of the goldfish, she sent it off to Alex's room for a few years, and then that didn't work out, so she brought it in here.
And then it died after Bo Ryan touched it. Do you remember?
Is that what happened?
Yeah, do you remember Bo Ryan came in and patted it when he was in talking about the amazing race, and like 3 days later it just...
I didn't know he touched it. No one ever
Oh,
told me
yeah.
that.
Really?
They kept that K5.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
He did that to the footy show too, didn't he? Or was that us?
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie Snackbox.